Okay, back on the 98 model wiring harness. I just want to show you, I cut out the EGR wiring and the air conditioning wiring that came over here to the passenger side of the car, and all I'm left with is the mouth and the N75 turbo boost valve, control valve. And then up here, I'm left over with the exhaust gas, the PCV heater, the N79, and then everything else just comes across. I've eliminated some wiring from there. Now I'm going to ring out from the ECU to these wires over here to see what I need. We got these grounds have been cut off. There's so many of them that's been eliminated that it's barely anything left. We got a couple little wires there. We got this one right here that's all connected, so I'll combine all those into one. And then we have this ground right here, pretty good size one. We have this one hot wire that goes into the little block right here. I've put all those blocks together just like everybody shows on all those sites on the internet that you can take and snap all these together. Well, my snaps were broke off a little bit because I couldn't figure out how to get them apart, but taped them together. Over here, going into the rain tray, I'm going to keep the wiper control because I'm going to use the wiper motor out of the 98 car where I have delayed wipers and all that. And went to, right here you also still have the ambient temperature sensor. Got a wire to figure out right here what to do. This goes to the ECU, and then I've got these left over here, so I've got to figure out what those are. I went to pull apart and got me a MK4 pedal. It's a lot less clunky, a little bit smaller. And I'm going to integrate it to this connector for the MK3 from the 98. The wires are all the same except for one color, I think, and I'll document that when I put it together. It's out there everywhere on the internet how to do it. I'm going to get the data link connector out of the car and take the data link stuff and hook it up so that I can communicate with the ECU. I'm going to take and go through these power relay, the switch power that has to turn it on, and the power wire that goes to the switch to turn on the glow plug. I'll get all that stuff wired together and figure out which wires those are that I need to cut to hook to the car. We got the stuff for the cruise control. I'm going to try to use the stalks out of the MK3, out of the 98 model, and that way I can have cruise control, and I can brake or clutch, either one will kill the cruise just like it should. So I'm keeping those wires, and then I'm going to ring these out. I'm going to go take my meter and I'm going to go to the ECU over there, the connector, and I'm going to ring all these out and figure out which ones need to go to the instrument cluster and get him there. This thing is coming together, and there's not that much to it. Once you cut out the headlights and all that, the engine control stuff has to be there, and it goes to the computer, and a couple of wires comes into the inside to switch power, but there won't be very much of this left. It's just it's not that hard to figure out. Once you take the diagrams and look at it, it's actually not too bad. But I'm getting there. I'm going to take it now and put it on the bench where I can do some soldering. I'll solder these wires together for the throttle position and put heat shrink on them. And I'll try to get everything tied up. And I'll try to make this look as neat as I possibly can. It was a tangled mess, and as you take it apart and start to string it out, you can kind of clean all that up. But I hope this helps anybody. Trying to document everything I've done. But there's not that much to it. I'm going to just try to repair this glow plug relay for the coolant glow plugs. It seems like everybody out there has problems with those. It's a bad design. But I'll come up with something to fix that with. I'm getting there. Stay tuned.